guys, and welcome back to Vermont Wildlife Science Station. That's a Misty Moo. She's in love bug mode. She's a really chubby girl. She's 14 this month, so she's an old girl, and we've had her since she was 4 weeks old. That's not what we're talking about today, but since she's here in camera view on my bed, I figured I'd introduce her. Today we're going to be talking about the Sling packs we use here at Vermont Wildlife Science Station. This is pretty standard. This is the kind of pack that we use when we're going out doing walkabouts in the yard. You'll usually see the strap of it over my shoulder when I'm talking to you, and it usually has a CB hook to it. Oh, he's going up to visit the mice. Here's the strap right here that you normally see. The CB's in this pocket usually. It's over my shoulder. Now the reason why I like a sling pack rather than a regular backpack is because we don't like to do the bear backpack shimmy, as we affectionately call it. Say a bear's coming and you're trying to get a regular backpack off and it doesn't have like a quick release snap, you're doing the bear backpack shimmy. And we don't want to do that. So we have this, it's a single strap with a huge quick release buckle right there. You just give it a quick pinch and it lets go. And that's for safety and for comfort. These are actually very comfortable. It's well padded in the back. I have a whistle here that's also for a bear. This is just a plain Ozark Trail whistle, nothing special, and I do have it on a quick release lanyard type thing, so that way that I can pull it off real quick and give it a bit of a blow there, and it'll scare the bears away, or at least we hope. Black bears usually don't like loud noises, so we definitely use that. We have a ton of carabiners here on the side. I love to keep a lot of carabiners on the bag just in case there's some extra stuff I can clip to the bag. We have a hatchet here. I have a machete here. It's a sawback machete. Again, these are all Ozark Trail tools, guys. You don't need anything too expensive. They get the job done. This hatchet is pretty decent. I have an Ozark Trail flashlight. You're going to notice a lot that the redundancies in this pack have a lot to do with cutting tools and flashlights. I do have a piece here that I need to put back in that fell out by accident. This is my pocket knife. Nothing special, nothing expensive, and that's okay. You can start off with very low-priced items and build up as you go, so that's okay. We have another Ozark Trail. This is a swivel head flashlight, which I'll get into after. We have another Ozark Trail piece. You'll notice they're almost all Ozark Trail pieces. That is okay. I actually enjoy the Ozark Trail line. I don't need anything too fancy. I just need something that's going to work. So let's get into it. We have a major strap here. I'll kind of lay this down. We're going to get into this first top pocket here and show you what's kicking around in here. We have a Ozark Trail headlamp. It's a pretty decent lamp. It's got some good light, high, low, and strobe, and I won't do that too long because I know there's some people with visual sensitivities. I have a hank of paracord. I've already used some of it, but I think it was about 50 feet when we first bought it. I have a little bit of tinder, which I have to refill with wood shavings, but right now there's some jute twine in there. I do have my window open, guys. I don't know if you can hear that wind. We are in for it today. My goodness, it's a lovely, almost 60 degrees right now. Nice warm breeze, but you can feel the rain coming in. All right, let's continue. We have an emergency poncho. It's nothing special. This is a basic Ozark Trail. I'm going to try and get a better one at some point. And a Mylar emergency blanket. These are always great to have, especially because this bag could be used for a regular daily walk, or if you're in an emergency situation, you can grab this bag and go. So it kind of serves a dual purpose. I'll just pack this back in, and I'm actually going to put my... get in there, go on, get on. I'm going to put my knife in there so it stops falling off my bag. I normally have it in like the webbing of the molly area, but it's not holding. So this is just a non-brand, nondescript, multi-use knife. Has a big and a small knife in it, scissors, a little saw, stuff like that. It's just a routine, kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but just a non-brand version. Not a big deal. I'm going to tilt you guys this way just a little bit. Try to get you a little level. There you go. There we go. I've got you. You don't need a 1960s Batman angle. Alright. So what we're doing is get that back closed. Got this neat Ozark Trail light here. Come on, let go then. Hey, drop it. So this is a cool one my brother got me for Christmas one year. It swivels straight, or you could have it like this, in case you want to hang it off your pocket or anything like that. Or if you have like a strap or something, you can hang it off, or you can put it on a tree or something and have it like solid, anything like that. I suppose if you had it straight like this, you could have it upside down and hang it off like a hat or something if you had a very stiff brim hat. But again, this is a very bright. Has 3 modes. It has high or low, high, mix, and off. And I love that so much. It's got like 3 modes in it. And it's extremely bright. We can get a good distance with it. We night spot for rabbits with this thing. You get great eye shine. This one here, I'll show you. We actually got it kind of strapped on and carabinered, so if it slides out of its strap, it will not get lost. This one is, sorry, it's got a quick thing on the back, sorry. So you got low, strobe, and high. And the great part about this one too is you can focus it, so you can go wide and focused. And again, this one gets some really good distance as well. I can't remember the lumens, guys, I'm sorry. I'll show you this Ozark Trail multi-tool, which I just got not long ago. It's like a Gerber almost, but Ozark Trail. It's decent for what it is, and the fact that it was about $7 for this. So, and it came with a holding case, which I have in my Molly. And it's got multi-tools in the side, you know, and it's got this spring-loaded thing. A lot of people don't like that. It helps me because I have dexterity issues sometimes when my carpal tunnel is kicking in. So the spring-loaded part, I don't mind so much. This is a great tool to have. You always could use a multi-tool and a multi-knife. I have a lot of redundancies with cutting tools, knives, multi-tools, lights. Those kind of redundancies are wonderful to have. Wonderful. Put that back in. Click it. Okay, so we're going to go to this front pouch here first. And I believe just under the Molly. Yep, we do have a few things in here. So what I have in here is I have a wire saw. Really, Muma? I have a wire saw. It's nothing fancy. It gets the job done when you need to break down small sticks. Sorry guys, there's a hair there. I don't want to get in the shot. These are great for breaking down small sticks. You can use the handles here, wrap it around a thicker stick and kind of have like a saw like this, that kind of thing. We have a, which I'm going to be replacing shortly, a ferrocene rod with some magnesium. It works pretty well. I will not strike it. I do not want to light my bed on fire. And I do have a quick notes book, just a quick notes book, and a couple of pens with a rubber band around them. This is just going to get you home if you need to get home, that kind of thing. If you have to take a quick note, if somebody's hurt, if you did first aid on someone, if you found a hiker, if you need to leave a note on a tree somewhere in hopes that somebody finds it, something like that. The Quick Notes pad is really going to help you. And guys, most of this stuff you can get at the dollar store, so you don't have to spend a ton of money. I'm just going to pop this back on. I like to put the Molly strap through the light and then clip it. There we go. Okay, next we're going to go to this pouch here, which is just underneath that pouch we just looked at. Okay, so this is a, come on, let go. This is an ever-ready, battery-operated, really cool, and I've had it for well over a decade. It doesn't work right now. I need to replace its batteries. It's very old. This is a glow stick, a battery-operated glow stick, so you don't have to snap it. It doesn't run out, and then you know it's useless and all that. Battery-operated things like this, very good to have in your bag. You can hang it up with a lanyard. You can hang it up in a tree like this, so you can let it hang while it's lit, and it can be a signal. You can mark a trail with it. If you're lost, all kinds of different things. If you're having an emergency, you can signal people with it, that kind of thing. It's a beautiful thing. We have a field journal, always good to have. I ended up getting mine in like giraffe print. That's what they had at the dollar store at the time. And then we have this set of cards that I made myself. And these cards are quick facts about mammals, birds of prey, and snakes. And I made these myself. And you can just see, we'll show you the back with the red belly snake. It's just got a picture of the animal and some quick facts about the animal. especially when it comes to snakes around here. We do have a couple of mildly venomous and one majorly venomous snake, being the timber rattler, which is endangered, guys, so please don't kill them. And it's just good to know that you can pull that out of your bag real quick, take a peek, get an idea of what you're working with, and then you know that whether or not you're in trouble if it bites you. Rattlesnakes are pretty easy to deal with because you hear them first. They go, so you know for a fact that they are definitely there. So the next thing we're going to get into is the big portion of the bag, because you know it's all out. We have a side handle as well, which is really cool. I really do like this bag. I got this bag at Walmart. You can get all kinds of different sling bags that are different style. So one thing we have in here is I do like to keep one on hand, is a camping shovel. You never know when you're going to need one. Is this bag kind of heavy? I'd say it goes probably 25 to 30 pounds. Yes, I do carry it everywhere. It gives you good weight training as well. But you can customize your bag to what you need. The great part there. What else do I have kicking around in this portion? My snake hook. Have a go at this. Now, I do normally have a snake bag in there. It's getting washed at the moment, so I need to fold it back up and put it back in there. But snake hook, this is great for dealing with snakes. I do pick up snakes. Please don't do that unless you know what species you're dealing with. Most of the snakes that I pick up, they're going to end up being garter snakes, which are colubrid. They're non-venomous, but they do have an anticoagulant in their saliva. So if they bite you, they're not going to poison you, but you're going to bleed a little bit, so don't be scared. So there's that. And then the next thing we're going to get into, since we're talking about injury, is, I think all these pockets are empty there. My med supply kit is our mini trauma kit. We keep this in the bag. It's great for emergencies. We have all kinds of equipment and tools in this. And I am going to get a new pouch for it. This is made, wait for it, out of a toiletry bag for travel. It rolls out. You got a main compartment and 3 see-through compartments here. It is wonderful. You can see exactly what you need. It does not have 57 Band-Aids in it. It's probably got about 25. And I am going to add a few things to this. This thing is missing. It also has a hook, so if you need to hang it up. This is going to get replaced eventually. This black one's going to get replaced with an actual one that says first aid, and it's red, so you know it's first aid just by looking at it. But we're going to start with this top compartment. Okay. Ooh, that breeze. It's lovely, but it's picking up a bit. We're in for a good storm tonight. So the first thing we have here, guys, bleed stop powder. It's great for if you have a major cut. You can pour this in. It's kind of like having a tourniquet on hand. It's going to staunch the bleeding. You can bandage it up and get to a hospital. I also have a quick facts first aid guide that I made myself. And that way you can deal with heat stroke, CPR, snake bites, broken ankles, just all kinds of different wound management ideas in there. The tick check, tick removal kit, it comes with a card. It's a little bent, I'm sorry, but I will laminate that when I get a chance. It comes with a card on how to remove ticks properly and how to get them tested if you're worried about Lyme disease, which I don't blame you. Lyme disease is a thing. And this awesome kit for tick removal. It comes with a tick, well, I like to call it a tick pry bar. Look at that, right? It's got a great handle. You've got a good leverage here. You can slide it under, turn counterclockwise, and pop it right up. And we also have, should the head become detached, we also have this beautiful set with a silicone case. Tweezers. These are very high-end, very nice tweezers. I'm just going to get them right up there for you. See if we'll focus. I don't know. These are very nice tweezers. And I actually use those as well for a splinter. We were redoing a shovel last year, and the splinter got into my, actually it was the wood barrel, and the splinter got in really deep into my finger, and I was able to get it out with those tweezers. So, tick removal kit, always good to have, and a professional tick removal kit. We also have a tick spoon, as you saw in the last video with our regular med kit. It's just good to have tick removal things. We have Cordiate Advance, an anti-itch cream. That's one of the many creams that we hold here. We have several, at least 10 alcohol pads. These are great for prepping an area should you need to do any types of treatment. We have some more hydrocortisone and triple antibiotic like little packlets. They don't cost a lot, guys. You could spend $8, get a pack of 100 off of Amazon or wherever, and you have them. You can make a bunch of these kits up. And of course, we always keep a packet of Tylenol on hand. We are going to put some ibuprofen, aspirin, and other things in here, but we haven't gotten those yet, so they're going to be added later. We're going to get these over here. Careful, buddy, don't fall. Our kitten. So there's the first packet. We'll get all these things back into it, and then we'll show you what the next packet has to offer. It's always good to make your kit. If you're going to make a kit like this, it's heavy. Don't get me wrong, it is heavy. But you can make your kit and fill it full of things that you want in it. That's the reason why I don't buy pre-made med kits, and the big reason is because they're 50% Band-Aids, and that is not an exaggeration. And we don't need that many Band-Aids. Band-Aids aren't going to save a life. Band-Aids aren't going to take care of you if you have a massive wound and you're bleeding excessively. You need to be able to take care of yourself better. So you're definitely going to want to make your own kits. And slowly but surely, just build them slow. You don't need them like tomorrow. Oops, almost forgot that. Oopsie. Let's get the tick kit back in there, silly. There we go. Hey, sit, stay, behave. Upstairs. There we go. There's the first one. You definitely want to have something that's going to be able to get you home alive, and we'll talk a little bit about that after my criteria of buying supplies at the store. I usually get my supplies. I only have a local Walmart. I don't have much to choose from. My town is very small. Walmart is like one of the biggest stores we have besides Home Depot. We just got a Marshall's and Ocean State and a Harbor Freight Inn. I haven't been into those yet. Excuse me. And sinuses are going off a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure what they have to offer, but mostly I get my Ozark Trail stuff from Walmart. And it works pretty well. But, you might have 3-4 Walmarts. You might have bigger stores. You might have a Target. You might have other stores. We only have Walmart to choose from, so it's either Walmart or it's online. And can you come this way, bud? Thank you. He's not feeling too good today. So, you're going to have to figure out the best place to buy your supplies, and you're going to want to make a list of what you want. What do you expect to have in your pack? That's the most important thing. So right here, these are very important. Large gauze pads, you need these guys. Band-Aids are not going to take care of you if you have a massive wound on your arm, your leg, your shoulder, wherever. You need gauze pads, guys. You need them. Absolutely 100%. I keep at least, 10 to the dozen in there. And that will protect me in case I have to roll one up and actually put it in the wound and then pressure bandage it. I always keep surgical tape, and for emergency purposes, especially because there are some people who are allergic to latex or allergic to medical tape, I keep paper tape instead of regular surgical tape. This works great because like I said, my mother is one of those people who has an allergy to surgical tape, regular surgical tape. Paper tape's the only thing that doesn't make her bruise all over the place. So I do keep that on hand. If you cut your knuckle open or something, you can take the shears and customize a knuckle bandage. As you can see, the third pouch, which is rather skinny, that was the perfect spot for the Band-Aids. And again, guys, just for your knowledge, this is just a cosmetics bag for travel. You can get one of these, or you can go on Amazon, Walmart, wherever, and find an actual first aid kit that folds out like this as well. I'm going to be replacing mine because sometimes if somebody's going to help you and they get into your bag, if you don't have it properly labeled first aid, I do have it labeled medical supplies, but this is black. Your eye automatically thinks red and white when you think of medical supplies. So a red and white bag will do me a lot better. In this big pouch here, this is the main compartment. This is not see-through or anything. I have a little CPR set here, just in case. This one comes with a little keyring thing. It's disposable. It's a one-time use thing, but it will save a life if you've got to save a life, and it'll keep you and the patient safe. We have 3 rolls of gauze wrap, again, bandaging. Very good for that. We have a couple of pressure bandages here that always keep 2 as a standard, guys, especially for snake bite. Usually, the snake venom goes into your lymphatic system, so it's in your lymph nodes. If you can keep your limb pressured and immobilized, you can get to a hospital before it ever hurts you in a very serious way. I learned that technique from Steve Irwin, If you want to go online and look that technique up yourself, you can. You could actually see footage of Steve when talking about it. It was on his Croc Files show. Pressure bandage technique for snake bites. A lot of people say it's nonconformist and it doesn't work. Well, it does work. They use it in Australia all the time, and I trust Steve Irwin's word more than I trust a lot of people's words. So, I've been practicing this technique since I was 7 years old. It's definitely worth a go, and something is better than nothing. That's what I figure. If you don't do anything, the chances are you're going to die of that snake bite, or you're going to have some really bad necrosis. Timber rattler venom is actually a hemo and neurotoxin, so it can mess with your blood and it can mess with your neurological system. So the more you keep that from flowing up, like cutting off the circulation to the limb and preventing it from getting up into your major organs and stuff, the better. Something is better than nothing when it comes to snake bite first aid. So pressure bandages, always keep 2. That's a standard. I always have some bug spray on hand. This is just some plain old-fashioned off deep wood for ticks and skeeters and all that. Skeeters, not mosquitoes, skeeters. And I just put it in a small thing that I got from the dollar store, just a small little thing, because I needed it more compact than the actual thing. But they do come in wipes as well, so if you guys don't want a little spray, you just want a packet, get a packet. It's fine. They sell those. We have 4 really large gauze pads for major emergencies. Hey, bud. Behave yourself. Let's see here. We always keep some vitamin C on hand, just in case you need it. Just great to have it in case you start feeling not well and you need some vitamin C. We have 2 different size hot hands. These are great, especially if you need a warm compress really quick. It starts getting cold. I just keep them in the med kit. You never know when you're going to need them. We have a snake bite and sting extractor. This paired with the pressure bandages here can actually do something by way of saving you. It can get some of the venom out of your system maybe. It's not guaranteed, but guys, here's the thing. Something is better than nothing. Just think of it like that. This is a regular extractor kit by Sawyer. I highly recommend it. I've used it for several things. I've had bug bites that I've needed to deal with, and it's great for bug bites. It comes with a razor, so if you have to shave an area that's affected for better adhesion, you just have some Band-Aids in there as well, some alcohol prep strips and stuff, some first aid instructions, and here's the extractor. It comes with different tips. You can look up more on this online. I highly recommend it. It was like $14 in my Walmart. So the extractor bite and sting kit, definitely good. And of course, here we have just a Rappaport stethoscope, nothing fancy. You never know when you're going to need to check somebody out or check an animal out or something on the trail. So always good to keep one of these around. We are going to have something a little bit more in-depth with equipment like this. Major medical equipment is what I like to call that, in our actual big red trauma kit. So there's all that. I'm going to repack this and get this all back into the kit, and then I'll give you some of my final thoughts. So what we're doing, guys, is we're just going to repack the medical kit and put everything back. I've got my couple pressure bandages. Oh, everything's falling. Get in there, you little nutty. Everything's being a little bit nutty. Get back in there, you. I like to keep everything pretty well organized in here, guys, as you should in any emergency medical supply set, because you're going to want to be able to grab this at a moment's notice. An emergency could crop up. You're going to need to be able to handle it fast, especially if it's a medical emergency. Time is a factor. So definitely have this well put together. Everything when you need it. And of course, you don't have to have everything that I have in my medical kit in yours. Build yours to what you need. That's the great part. And it just rolls up, Velcros, bam, we're done. We're ready to go. And again, I am going to replace this bag eventually with a red one that actually says first aid and might actually fit this stuff a little bit better. So we're going to put this back in my bag. Get my med kit back in there. There we go. All right, I'm going to get my snake hook back in there, and then we're going to hatch down here my shovel. The great part is they have a lot of clips and straps and things in here. Oh, I might just slide the shovel right in there. There we go. And there we are. Then just strap it right in. There we go. All right. So there's that. There's the main compartment of my bag. And I try to keep, come on then. These got the big YKK zippers as well, so they're really great. I try to keep most of my my zippers up at the top or on the side where they're easily reachable. You don't have to fumble with them too much. Because again, this bag is great for emergencies. I like to keep it nice and tight just to make sure that, you know, nothing's going to fall off. There we go. So, that's our routine use sling pack. Rule of thumb here that I use, when you're buying equipment, you want to have it check 2 major boxes for you, or at least that's what I do. Maybe you want to use my technique. Do it, please. Is when you're going to the camping aisle of, let's say, for me, Walmart, and you're looking at the equipment, you want it to click the 2 boxes. The 2 main boxes is, will it actually serve its purpose really well as a camping tool, as equipment for the outdoors, bushcraft, stuff like that, whatever you're doing. Will it work well for your needs? Will it do well as your camping gear? Will it do well as a tool? Will it do well as whatever it's meant to do? If that's a check mark, there you go. The second one is, will it serve a good purpose during an emergency situation? I want my equipment to double as emergency equipment as well. So one thing, come on Bubba, go that way, please. Thank you. He's a kitten, what can we say? You want to make sure that your stuff is going to double for, you know, emergency equipment during, let's say you have a forest fire, which the poor people down in California just had, or you have a hurricane or a tornado, much as what's going on, you know, like in the south east, or fires in the southeast, I heard, I believe. Some sort of emergency, or you have a flood or a landslide. You are cut off from power. You are cut off from the world. You need to survive for 72 hours. One of the things you want to make sure of is if you put a bag like this together, that it can do 2 things for you. That's main purpose is just to go outside and work in my yard and make sure that I and my crew stay safe. I have more than one. I'm going to be getting more because I want at least everybody to have one. They're great grab-and-go bags if you're having an emergency. They're great for working out in the yard. Everybody always has a CB attached to it, so we can all keep communication in case one of us falls and gets hurt. We can call the other and say, hey, look, we need help out here, whatever. Or if an emergency in the house happens, hey, you got to get back in here, something's going on, whatever. We like to keep in contact. We're going to be getting better CBs at some point. We just have some regular ONN or ON, I believe they're called, walkie-talkies. They're pretty good. They're decent for the price, but we want to upgrade eventually. And that's the great part. Upgrade whenever you can. Start cheap, upgrade when you can. That's the best part. Don't feel pressured to get like the absolute best right off the bat, because that's not how it works. If I want to get a better, let's say, multi-tool, I can later, but for right now, that's going to serve its purpose. Don't be spoiled in the sense of like, oh, I've always had Gerber, I've always had Swiss Army knives, or I've always had the high-end stuff, and I don't want to use that because it's automatically junk because I've used the high-end stuff. Don't do that, because in an emergency situation, whatever you've got is what you've got. And whatever you've got is going to function for you. It is better to have something than nothing, and that is how we feel with this. So definitely make sure that when you buy stuff, it doesn't have to be expensive, but make sure that it's going to check those 2 boxes for you. Will it be good for camping and serving its purpose that you intended to buy it for? And also, will it help you during an emergency? The other thing we're going to talk about at some point is storing food for emergency situations. And also, we like to use freeze-dried meals on camping trips because it is bear safe, and we don't want to invite larger animals into our camp area that are there for our food. So one of our favorite go-tos, is Mountain House freeze-dried meals. They're wonderful, And we'll get more into that in a later There's all kinds of things we're going to be talking about later on, guys. Might do a few videos this year when we go out camping. I'll take my tripod with me. And I say tripod very loosely because it's actually just a painting easel with a selfie stick. I'm still trying to understand those things. Selfie stick. Pressure bandaged to it with an old pressure bandage. So, I'll take that out camping with me, and we'll get some shots, and I'll edit like a weekend's worth of camping into a video and see if you guys like that. But I just wanted to give you kind of an introduction to our sling packs that we use on a routine basis. If you ever see me out and I'm doing a video outside, you'll see the strap over my shoulder with the CB hook to it. That's this beautiful bag here. I believe the bag itself, at the time I bought it, was about $30, but you can find other sling packs, and I like singular sling packs because, again, with a quick release, if a bear is coming, you can drop that, the bear can focus on there, and you can leave. You can get to safety, and then you can always go back and grab it later. This one was about $32. The ones online you can get for probably $20, $25 now. So they don't have to look exactly like this one. I can't even remember the name of the company who did this. Fieldline Pro Series. There it is. I just realized it was written on the bag. Fieldline Pro. This is a Fieldline Pro. But I don't think they make them anymore because I haven't seen them in Walmart in a good long time. But if you want a sling pack kind of like the Fieldline Pro, you can either go on eBay and find one of these. They're probably a little bit more expensive now because they're not being made anymore or something. Or you can go on Amazon or whatever online shop you prefer and grab just a regular routine military-style sling pack. And definitely get one with molly straps in the front because you can hang extra stuff on. I'm going to be making a fire kit. I'm going to be making a signaling kit. All that stuff's going to be standard on our packs. Is it going to be a little heavier? Yes. Do I care? Not really, because I need to make sure that I have everything at hand just in case of an emergency of any caliber. You always have to think about that as well when you're building a pack. What will this pack help me deal with? And you're definitely going to want something that can save your life in an emergency. We might be doing a small mini shelter thing in these because there is an extra area in this back area right here, right near the pad, that can hold something like that. So you can do like a small flat shelter tarp that has grommets in it that you can hang up, and you can give yourself some shelter and stuff like that. So we're going to add to it, and when we do, we'll give you guys a video. But for right now, I guess that kind of covers this. You get the idea of checking those two boxes when you buy any type of equipment, including lighting, cutting tools. Something is better than nothing. That's another phrase to keep in your mind. Something is better than nothing. It may not be perfect. It may not be completely high-end. You may want something a little bit more fancy. You may want something a little bit more expensive. Wait. Just wait. Because even though you don't get the expensive stuff right off the bat, you can get it later when you can afford it. You can make a good bag on a budget. It takes time. Space it out. Spread it out a bit. And you'll be able to slowly but surely build your bag. You don't need it tomorrow. Really put a lot of thought into it. Write lists. Think about it. Really, write a list of things that you want from your bag. What kind of purpose can your bag serve? Do you going to take it hiking? Do you need it to be lightweight? What do you need in there? Mine is for working in the yard. It's not really for going on a long trek. I'm going to get a real kind of a rucksack backpack that's long and kind of 50 to 100 liters or something like that. Eventually for longer hikes, longer times out on the trails, etc. And that's going to serve its purpose there. This will not be going out on the trails with me. When I go camping in the yard, yeah, sure, that's going to come with me because it's 75 feet away. And even when we get Ironbark Station finished, which is a homage to Steve Irwin's father's rehab area in Australia, Ironbark Station. Ironbark 2 is going to be our further out camping area in the field after we clear it. So we're going to have 2 camping spots, and that'll be a little bit further back. We can watch deer better, all kinds of things there. But Camp Buns and Ironbark Station 2 are definitely, that pack will work fine for that. you know, but when we want to go out on a deeper hike, on a bigger hike, deeper into the forest, longer times out, we're going to get a real rucksack that's large and maybe like an internal frame or something to that effect. And that will be easier for us to carry more supplies. So, you know, if you want this for like a day hike or even a small overnighter, I suggest this pack. Just pack it accordingly to what you need. Customize it. Play with it a little. Figure out what you want. Figure out what you need. Make a checklist of what you're looking for and make sure you tick those boxes. And then again, as I said many, many times, I love to reiterate this. If it can check those two main boxes, is it great for your intended purpose? Is it also great to double as an emergency, you know, bag during a disaster? Those are the two things I definitely like to focus on. So with that, guys, we'll give you an update when we start updating this thing a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. For today, stay safe. If you're in this area and you're starting to get hit by this storm, which is definitely coming in because it looks really gray out, really dark out for, it's almost 20 after 10 in the morning. So hunker down that outside stuff. If it can move and it isn't weighed down really well, bring it in or tie it down or get it somewhere, weigh it down, whatever, so it doesn't fly around, because I think we're in for a pretty good doozy. Stay safe out there. Mind the weather. Stay awesome, and we'll see you next time here at Vermont Wildlife Science Station. See ya.